So I'm back here at the 40-acre spot that John and I had permission to hunt last year, and I just wanted to talk about the Poor Man plot. I'm standing in it right now, and the reason we decided to put it here is because we just had absolutely bulletproof access. When Brett and Ross hunted this stand, they came down this creek that's just over behind me here, and we would put in the creek up at a bridge about a half-mile up the road, float the creek down in the canoe, bring it up on shore right behind the stand and hop into it. And the reason it worked out so well for hunting is because we could blow any kind of westerly wind out over this open picked cornfield behind me. And the deer would parallel this creek and moving either from south to north or north to south. And that's ultimately what Dennis was doing when Brett shot him on November 7th. So the great thing about the access to this spot is as you sit in the stand, you have bedding to the north and to the south. Now on a west wind, that wind is blowing down through this bedding area, and any deer that's cruising the creek is going to be on the downwind side of these two big bedding areas. So any deer that's during the rut cruising in between this bedding area and that bedding area is inevitably going to walk through this plot. So the point of this food plot isn't necessarily to feed the deer. As you can see from our trail cam pictures, there were does in here almost every day in daylight, and that created a focal point of deer activity. So once we got into the rut, the bucks were cruising through here, scent checking for those does nonstop, and that's how John was able to kill his buck, and that's how Brett was able to kill Dennis. That's also the #1 reason that we have this food plot here. It's entirely based off of the access into that tree stand. And it was just bulletproof. We knew we weren't going to spook deer. And it also worked out that this area was just a little bit more open than the rest of this river bottom. And with that being said, you really want to keep that in mind. Pick an area that's going to require the least amount of work, something that's going to be easy to clear out, that's going to be able to have direct sunlight so your seed is going to grow. But also, definitely keep in mind your access and the primary movement of the deer in your area. Use those tips and you're going to have a lot better hunting this fall.